And as I always ask you, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you would like to, I don't mind, do whatever you like. No, I'd like you to leave them. Whatever you'd like to do. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. So I'm just going to start your reading right now for Pisces. So the first card you have for your past is the Hermit. So, okay, I'm seeing something a little bit specific here. I hope it's not too strange, but I'm just going to say what I'm seeing. So I don't know if you had an emergency trip that you had to make, or maybe you had to pick someone up who needed you. I'm seeing a nighttime driving at nighttime, a trip at nighttime, and you helped someone in this trip, or maybe you rescued someone. It's nothing dramatic. I don't think it was hugely dramatic. This Hermit's obviously a slow card. It's a thoughtful card, so I'm not seeing any great big panics or anything. You're being very helpful. You're being very thoughtful. And yeah, you were helping someone. There is someone else around this who I don't think was being very helpful. I think someone could have helped you or prevented this. Yeah, I'm getting this feeling of you wanting to help and doing this, and you're fine, but also you're a little bit annoyed at the same time. And I think maybe the situation that happened might have highlighted something for you in your mind. It was like, oh, that just really tops it all off. That just really makes me think I'm always in this situation, and it's really annoying. I think you keep a lot of things going. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the Two of Pentacles as well. This man's kind of on this kind of treadmill almost. He's keeping these pentacles going, spinning around. And that's what you're like in your life. And you kind of keep everything spinning around, not just for you, but for other people as well. You kind of just keep things going. Now, I think there are some people, or there were some people at this time, I think they were a little bit lazy, actually. I'm not going to pretend, I'm not going to be all nice about this. I think they were actually a little bit lazy. And I actually think it's not just that they were leaving all the doing to you, it was that they were leaving the thinking to you. That's what I'm seeing. The thinking was kind of all left up to you. The Hermit's a thinker, obviously. And I think, you become this thinker for people who should have really been thinking for themselves. It can be really exhausting to have to think for other people. Have you remembered that? Have you done that? Have you got this? Oh, this is happening at this time. Someone else has to do this as well, not just you. So I think this might have been a turning point for you. I think it probably had you thinking about, do I really want to be on this treadmill? Do I really want to be thinking for everyone and doing everything and being their brain? No, I want to use my brain for my own path, for my own things. So yeah, I really hope this was a turning point for you. I really hope you started to fill your head with more of your own things. Because, you have a really creative mind, a very uniquely creative mind, actually. And no creative things are going to be able to happen or come out or do anything useful if your mind's full of all these other people's things. So I really, really hope this has made you kind of change the way you do things for people and change the way you think as well. I hope that makes sense. So, yes, the next card you have, your past, is, the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so I don't know if these people, these kind of lazy people, I keep on saying that, but yeah, they might be family members. They're definitely people you're very close to, because I'm seeing you doing day-to-day things and day-to-day thinking for people. And I think part of you might have been a little bit worried that, if you just left them to sort themselves out, something might go terribly wrong, there'd be some kind of a disaster. And I think if you do step back and just let them deal with things, yeah, they probably will feel a bit upset in the beginning. They might feel as if you left them to fend for themselves, like these poor people on this card. But I think it'll actually be good for them. Because I think whoever this is, they do need to be a little bit more independent. I think it's going to be good for them as well. So if this is all making sense to you, what this is telling you again is you need some space, you need some headspace, you need to use your mind for your own needs. Now, I'm not talking about small children or people who genuinely can't do things for themselves. This is about people who can. So I'm not saying, abandon people who need you. This is about people who can do things for themselves. It's just they expect all the thinking and everything else to come from you. And it's really, really not fair. This is about being fair as well. They'll be able to help themselves. It's a choice. Because if you look at the people on this card, the woman's looking down into the snow. She's kind of looking down and she's sort of a bit bent over, and she's walking along, and she's probably thinking, oh, I'm so cold, all I can do is keep walking, I can't do anything else, I just have to keep going. But if you look at the boy, he's on crutches and everything, but he's looking up to the light, he's looking up to the window. So he's probably thinking, how can I raise myself up? How can I get myself out of this position? I need to look up. I need to look up to better things and think about what I can do. So again, whoever this is, they might complain in the beginning, but they'll eventually find a way. They'll be able to cope. They'll find a way to, do whatever they need to do. So hold back a little bit. Let your mind be your own mind. Don't let other people take hold of your mind. That sounds terrible, but you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean anyway. So the last card you have, your past, is the Wheel of Fortune. I love this card. Okay, so I'm seeing something I don't see very often in this card, actually. I'm seeing a karmic link, and this is between you and someone, and I don't normally say the word karmic either. People can get the wrong idea about what it means. But I am seeing someone who's sort of almost destined to come back to you. I don't usually say things like this at all, but this is what I'm seeing here. I can't help it. I'm sticking my neck out a bit, actually, but this is what I'm seeing. I don't know if you're with them right now. I don't think you are, actually, because I was seeing someone coming back. I'm just seeing this. I think there's going to be a surprise for you in this. Maybe what happened was you lost hope for this person. I think you've always had a piece of them with you in some way. But I think your practical side or your logical side might have sort of brushed that off and thought, no, it'll never happen. My heart wants it to happen, but no, it won't happen. I'm going to try and forget about this. That's what I'm kind of seeing here. And, this card, it can be about turning things one way or thinking things are going in one way. It's like, this will never happen. I'll just keep on going in my life, whatever. And then suddenly they turn back and turn the other way. They go back in the opposite direction. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think this person's going to connect again. I think they might already be in your life, because this is in the past. They might not be, but I am seeing a surprise. It might be that you just bump into them, or it might be you see them online and they talk to you, or it might be they message you out of nowhere. It's something that comes out of nowhere. It's a surprise. It's a sudden kind of a turn back around. And this card can be about fresh starts as well. So it's looking like that to me. It's looking that way to me. So if you haven't already linked with this person again, I think there's going to be you're going to kind of surrender. You're going to be like, oh, it'll never happen. I'm just going to go on with my life, and then suddenly it'll turn around. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have your presence, the Seven of Cups. So this is the confusing card. I think this might be a little bit about, not a little bit, why am I saying that? I think this is about how this person sees you, this person in the Wheel of Fortune. They do want to come back. I keep on seeing that, definitely do. And I think they will. But maybe they're a little bit worried about how you see them and, whether you'll actually accept them back again or not. I think there's something that needs to be cleared up. I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but I'm seeing control. And I'm seeing you feeling a bit out of control in the past when you're with this person because of some of their behaviour. Maybe a little bit like this man in this card is, he's in the dark, he's got all these things in front of him, and he's not in control of what's happening. He's so confused, he can't, one thing's here and one thing's there, and there's a a cloth over one thing, and is it a dragon, is it good, is it bad? He's all confused. So I think that's how you were. You weren't controlling, you didn't want to be kind of in control in that way. But I think this is something to do with them having some time away from you, if that makes sense. There might have been some suspicions around that. Maybe they went away and you suspected something, or some negative feelings. And I'm seeing a few white lies around this as well. And I think I don't think they did anything really terrible. Maybe they did, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing them worrying about what you were thinking, and they told a few white lies, and maybe that's what made you even more suspicious. It might be something like that. There's something around times, dates, and I think you were getting a lot of mixed messages from them at one time as well. Now, I'm seeing some difficult behaviour coming from you as well, but maybe this was because of how they were acting. I'm not going to say this person started it and this person didn't or whatever. I'm just seeing problems on both sides and a bit of confusion on both sides as well, I think. And yeah, a lot has to be cleared up. I think you will eventually clear these things up, but for the moment, I think they're probably a little bit worried about all of this. They're worried about facing the music, maybe. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the next card you have your presence, the Hanged Man. Yeah, again, they're definitely waiting, they're thinking, they're probably thinking about how to approach you, how they're going to tackle certain questions you might ask. I'm actually seeing them rehearsing things in their mind. Maybe they're thinking, oh, if I ask that, if they ask me that, should I say this? Should I answer them like that? What will I say? It's not that they're making up answers. It's not like they're being dishonest or manipulative. They want to be honest, but they also want to make a good impression. They don't want to mess up, so they're kind of a bit mixed up in all of that. I'm also seeing something they might want to let go, or they might need to let go before they can connect with you. I think this might be a behaviour that they might need to let go of. Sometimes the Seven of Cups can be about addiction. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be about drugs or alcohol. It can be about any kind of thing, any kind of behaviour, or anything that they struggle to stop doing. So I think they might also be struggling with that as well. And whatever this thing is that they're struggling with, I think they had the same problem when you were together. So that might give you a bit of a clue as to what this is, if this all resonates. So, there's a lot you both have to get through before this happens. It's not going to be a super easy process, but you should both be able to do this if this is something you're serious about. You should be able to do this. So the last card you have your presence, the Four of Cups. Okay, so I'm just looking at the Hanged Man here. I'm looking at this card together. I'm looking at them both at the same time. So, yeah, I think there are a few options in front of you, actually. And I think this is about using your ideas, using your creativity. Yeah, there's something you've been trying to get off the ground, maybe, or maybe it's just in the ideas stage. I'm not sure about this. It's something that's just starting. I'm getting that feeling here. And maybe this is why I was seeing this need for you to kind of get all these unnecessary thoughts out of your head and use your mind for yourself. Yeah, there's something involving colours. It might be paint, fabric. I'm just seeing a lot of colour. It might be photography, filming something. I keep on seeing all these colours. So I think you need to be really, really focused, or you're going to have to be really focused and really, really mindful of not letting these ideas and this creativity slip away from you. I'm actually seeing an offer, or it's something on a piece of paper. Yeah, it's a piece of paper, and there's an entry for something. It might be a competition entry. It might be an opportunity for you to showcase something. It might be an invitation. It's some opportunity that's going to lead you to showcasing your work. It's something like that. Now, there's a lot of work in this, so if you see this and if you decide to act on this, you're probably going to feel a little bit as if maybe you're not ready. I'm actually seeing you trying to run around getting things ready. Oh, I'm not ready, I'm not prepared. That's the kind of thing I'm getting. There's a really clear message in this card, and it's about being alert, making sure you don't miss out on opportunities when they come to you. So whatever you do, don't miss out on this. Don't start thinking things like, oh, I'm not prepared, there's things here inviting me to go to this thing or whatever. I'm not ready, I'm not good enough. I have to help all these other people. I don't have time to do this. I'm too busy doing these things for these other people. You can do this, and you can make time for yourself, because whoever this is in this Hermit card back there, they were making time for themselves because they were freeing their mind, because they were giving all their thinking and everything else and all their problems to you. So don't miss out on this. Keep your mind clear, keep your mind alert, make sure your eyes are opened, make sure you can see these opportunities, and make time to be prepared. Make the time. Clear these unnecessary people out of your mind. Stop doing the thinking for people. Do the thinking for yourself. Leave some space in your mind to get yourself prepared. That's what I'm seeing in that card. I know that sounds bossy, I'm sorry. So the first card you have, your future, is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so I'm seeing a bit of drama here. I think this is around work. I'm actually seeing someone this is quite a popular person. They're also a little bit loud. They're the opposite of you, actually. I don't think they see things through properly. They kind of rush things. They rush things through and they're not finished off properly and things go wrong. That's what I'm seeing around them. I'm seeing a situation coming up where you might have to be a little bit brave. You might have to be a bit confrontational with this person. I'm not seeing yelling or screaming or anything like that. That's not your style anyway. But there's something they're not doing properly. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to want to avoid some kind of a potential disaster, and I don't think you're going to want to let this go. I think you're going to have to say something to them to avoid this disaster, if that makes sense. And yeah, just be prepared, because I don't think they're going to take this very well. Again, I keep on seeing this as someone who acts really quickly. They don't think things through properly, whereas you're a lot more thoughtful. And I think the problem is, I think it is going to be caught before it gets worse, before it creates more problems. But it's not going to be easy on your emotions. It's going to be quite difficult for you. You're going to be quite anxious, worried about talking to this person. So if you do find yourself in this situation, stay as calm as you can. Stick to the facts. I'm seeing that very clearly. Don't let them kind of bait you into arguments or anything like that, because I think they do go off track quite a lot when they're in conversations, especially in arguments. If you look at this knight, he's trying to control this horse, but he's struggling to do that. So don't let them take you off track. Keep on steering the conversation back to the facts. I know this sounds really stressful, and I'm not going to pretend it isn't. It is probably going to be quite stressful for you, but you will get the outcome you want. And yeah, I'm seeing a potential disaster being avoided, and it's because of this thing that you're doing. It's because you are stepping up and saying something. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the next card you have, your future strength. Yeah, again, you're going to have to be super strong in these conversations with this person. You're going to have to really work. You're going to have to do the work to keep things as calm as you possibly can. Again, I'm seeing the sort of jumping over here, talking about this irrelevant thing, and jumping over there the next minute, kind of getting you all confused, or they're going to try to. They might even try to insult you. They're going to do everything to kind of make you kind of feel a bit crazy and put you off track and put you off your guard. So again, stay on track. No matter what's happening, stay on track. Stick with the facts. If they start going off and saying things like, oh, you did that last month, or you said that last year, or whatever crazy thing. Just steer the conversation back. Try to say something like, we're here to discuss this now. We're not talking about that now. We're talking about this. Just like they're a 5-year-old. They are a bit like a 5-year-old. We're not going to talk about that now. We're going to talk about this. That's how you're going to have to treat them, I think. We're discussing this now. This is the issue we're talking about, not that. You're going to have to do that. So don't let them maybe if they make you angry or upset or worried, think of them like that. Think of them like that. I've got someone who says, if you're afraid of someone, imagine a pink cupcake on the top of their head with pink icing. So that might work as well. I don't know. That just came into my head. That's crazy. But, try to keep back on track. Don't let them put you off guard. Don't let them intimidate you. Keep on sticking to the facts. Stay calm. That's what this card's about. Rise above their craziness as well. Okay, I'm sorry I went a bit silly in that card. So the last card you have for your future is the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so I think this is about this person who's thinking about you, thinking about connecting again. Again, they're a bit worried, they're a little bit anxious, like this man on this card. He doesn't know if he's going to drop the balls, if he's going to be able to do this. Not the balls, the pentacles. So, yeah, they're worried about how you're going to react to them. That's what I'm seeing. They are going to connect though. They are, I'm seeing that. And I think what they're going to do is they'll probably start off with a message. I think this is going to surprise you, this message. Yeah, you'll be really taken aback, I think, when you see this. And I think it might actually take you some time to reply to them. I'm actually seeing you getting this message and you'll be thinking something like, oh, wow, what do I do now? I've got this message, it's what I've always wanted, and I kind of moved past this in my head, but here it is now. What do I do? So you're going to be like that, and there is going to be a bit of tension, especially coming from them, because I think if they don't hear from you for a while, which I think is probably going to happen, you'll be like, oh, how do I deal with this? And you're going to sit on it for a while. That's probably going to make them feel a bit anxious, but I think you will reply eventually. I'm not seeing this developing quickly. It's not super slow, but it's not fast. It's just going to take its time. It's going to take its own pace, and it's going to be the right time. It's going to be at the right pace. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So Pisces, I hope this resonated, and I hope I wasn't too silly. I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened to me. But, as you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to. And thank you for watching.